ina nan domin neman rancen kuɗi ko da na dama a bankin Femoni na tare da ku ko da na dama a bankin Femoni Microfinance Bank karamar ma'ajiyar dukiya ce ta na'urar zamani a yanar gizo wacce ta yarda kowa ya cancanci ya mallaki katin cire kuɗi kyauta, samun basussuka cikin hanzari, kyautata mu'amalar banki cikin natsuwa kamar biyan kuɗaɗen cinikayya, cimma burin ma'aji da tura kuɗi kyauta har sau 100. Sauke manhajar Fairmoney a yau don samun ƙwarewa kyauta da kuma kyautata ajiya. Fara ajiya daga Fairmoney Microfinance Bank.
Freedom.
Pop.
Freedom, 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 freedom.
This is Freedom Global News. This is Freedom Global News.
Bayero University, Kano announces resumption date for academic activities as ASU calls off strike. Kano State House of Assembly approves amendment of 2022 Persons Living with a Disabilities Law. Correspondent reports on International Day for the Eradication of Poverty.
This is
And on the foreign scene, Ethiopian government to take control of airports and other federal facilities in Tigray region.
This is Freedom Global News.
Good evening, you listen to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. I am Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Today is the 17th of October 2022, which is equivalent to the 21st of Rabiul Awwal 1444 after Hijri. And now the news in full. The Bayero University Kano has announced October 24th, 2022 as resumption date for academic activities. The announcement follows the suspension of the 8-month Academic Staff Union of University strike. Correspondent Abubakar Tijani Rabiu.
In a statement issued to Freedom Radio by BUK Deputy Registrar of Public Affairs Lamara Garba said the university management, after its meeting held on Thursday, October 13, 2022, approves the resumption date.
Following the suspension of strike action by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, the management of Bayero University Kano has announced that normal academic activities will resume effective Monday, 24th October 2022. Therefore, students are advised to report to the campuses with effect from Monday, October 24th, 2022 for normal academic activities.
Following the suspension of the strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, universities across the country have made plans for special meeting of Senate Council in a preparation for examination and resumption. According to a memo, the University of Benin has selected a special Senate meeting for October 18, 2022. In another memo from the Federal University of Lapia, the school noted that the Senate Council will meet on Monday today, indicating it is focused on reviewing the academic calendar. Other universities which have announced meetings for the Senate Council, including the Obafemi Awolowo University Ile-Ife on October 18, 2022, the Federal University of Technology Weri on October 17, 2022, the Federal University of Dutse-Ma Katsina October 17, 2022, and the Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, among others. Meanwhile, other universities such as Sule Lamido University have ordered students to resume immediately. Other schools that have announced resumption, including the University of Port Harcourt, the University of Calabar, and Bayero University Kano. Abubakar Tijani Rabiu, Freedom Radio.
The Kano State House of Assembly has adopted and approved the amendment of Kano State Persons Living with Disabilities Amendment Law 2022. This followed a presentation of the report of the amendment by the Chairman Standing Committee on Women Affairs and Social Development of the House, also the Deputy Speaker, member representing Kiru constituency, Alhaji Kabiru Hassan Dashi, during today's plenary session. Speaking to Freedom Radio, Alhaji Kabiru Hassan Dashi said that the amendment has helped the welfare of those living with disabilities. Similarly, the House has received a letter from Governor Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduji seeking the approval of the House for the reappointment of 2 members of Kano State Independent Electoral Commission, (Kanseg), as read by the Speaker of the House, Engineer Hamisu Ibrahim Chidari.
Sequel to the expiration of first tenure of 2 members of Kano State Independent Electoral Commission, (Kanseg), in the persons of Dahiru Abbas Kachako and Abdullah Abbas, with effect from 1st November 2022. I am pleased to forward to the Honorable House their names for screening and subsequent confirmation for their reappointment for second tenure of another period of 5 years.
Correspondent Awal Hassan Fagir reports that the House has adjourned its sitting till tomorrow, Tuesday. And on the sporting arena, the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, is spearheading the campaign to get Nigerians to massively vote for reigning world 100-meter hurdles champion and record holder Tobi Amusan, as she bids to become the first Nigerian to be crowned World Athlete of the Year. Amusan Uba has details of this and other sports updates.
The Minister of Youth and Sport Development, Sunday Dare, said he has cast his vote for Tobi Amusan through the World Athletic social media platforms and is now urging Nigerians to get on their smartphones, tablets, and or laptop to vote for the Nigerian history maker. No Nigerian has ever been nominated for the award, and Amusan is thus the first to be shortlisted, and the 25-year-old will be aiming to scale through the final hurdle and become the first Nigerian to be crowned best of the best. The reigning Commonwealth Games 100-meter hurdles champion and the record holder is one of the 10 nominees World Athletics released last Wednesday that will battle for the honor. The World Governing Body for Athletics says a 3-way voting process will determine the finalists. Meanwhile, Super Eagles captain Ahmed Musa has finally unveiled his new school in Jos, Plateau State. Yesterday, Musa took to his social media platforms to post new pictures of the school, now ready to accommodate pupils. In another update, Tottenham boss Antonio Conte says Brazil forward Richarlison should be available for the World Cup following a scan on his calf injury. Richarlison suffered the injury in Spurs' 2-0 win over Everton on Saturday. The 25-year-old was substituted in the 52 minutes and later seen on crutches, but Conte said the injury was not serious. And on tennis, world number 1 Iga Swiatek claimed her 8th title of 2022 by beating Donna Vecchi 6-3, 3-6, 6-1 in the Santiago Open final. The win was the 64th of the season for fallen Swiatek, who has won the French Open and US Open this year. Mohammed Sanuba, Freedom Radio.
The global news is coming to you from Freedom Radio 99.5 FM. You can send your comments, opinions, and watch us live on Freedom Radio Nigeria on Facebook.com. You can get the link to the page on our website, freedomradionig.com, or call us through this number 02 44 4163. Welcome back. You're still listening to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. The International Day for the Eradication of Poverty is observed annually on October 17th. It is celebrated to raise awareness about the need to end global poverty in all its forms. Correspondent Aisha Sanibala takes a look at the importance of the day and files in this report.
The aim of the day is to promote dialogue and understanding among people below the poverty line, the communities they live in, and the global community at large. The day was first observed on October 17, 1987, to overcome poverty across the world. After 5 years, the United Nations General Assembly declared poverty a violation of human rights and affirmed the need to deliberately work toward respecting the right of the poor and reducing poverty rates worldwide. The day also provides them audience to their issues, concerns, and needs. Some Kano residents expressed their opinion.
You can see a lot of people going out on the street, begging. A lot of stuff happened. And those people who used to be rich, who had a lot of money or some money in the past, right now they are poor. and they don't know what to do. They don't have anything to do.
Actually, the level of poverty in our country is high, or is worse, because it's high price of commodities.
People living in poverty experience lack of nutritious foods, limited health care, unequal access to justice, and lack of political power. A lecturer with Department of Economic Yusuf Maitamasle University, Kano, speaks on how to tackle the issues of poverty across the country.
So this is a very serious problem. And I think for a government in Nigeria to start solving this problem, one thing is that we need to provide security in the country. And that issues with the farming, that a lot of farmers cannot go to farm, is creating scarcity of foods in the country, which further aggravates the higher prices, especially food items. And maybe to provide the right policies and programs that would get Nigerian back to their jobs and to revive the declining industries.
The theme for this year's International Day for the Eradication of Poverty is Dignity for All in Practice. Aisha Sanubala, Freedom Radio.
The coordinator for Radio France International in Lagos said Nigeria has a lot of journalists with great potential that only need training to become part of the best. The coordinator, Sophie Bouillon, said this today while on a visit to Freedom Radio.
To develop partnerships with the local radios and you know, our partners that we are working with, what they want, what they need, what also we need, you know, from them. And also I'm here to organize journalism trainings for photographers.
Sophie Bouillon noted that she came to Kano in order to understand the North in order to gather ways to collaborate with other media houses.
In every region of the country, but they need to be, I call them like diamonds. They need to be polished, and we need to come up, you know, with a system of schooling and academies, you know, that can grow the.
She further highlighted the importance of funding, which aids media houses run smoothly and at full capacity. On business, we have Muhammad Abba Abdullahi with updates.
The federal government said it will begin taking steps toward creating a separate and special foreign exchange window for exporting manufacturers. The Minister of Trade and Investment, Neyi Adebayo, dropped the hint during the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria Export Promotion Group's annual general conference in Lagos. The minister was reacting to the plea by the manufacturers asking the federal government to support the sector by allowing operators to access forex through a special window to be created by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The manufacturers contended that other countries like South Africa were already embracing such proposal as a means of encouraging manufacturing activities. Meanwhile, the Bank of Industry said its €1 billion credit facility would improve businesses operating under the micro, small and medium enterprises segment of the economy. The Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of the bank, Mr. Olukayode Pitan, stated this in Abuja during the 2022 SME Directorate Customer Engagement Forum, which is organized by the BOI. He noted that bank remains committed to supporting the funding needs of its customers and assured them of sustained intervention with the successful completion of the €1 billion guaranteed facility. Muhammad Abba Abdullahi, Freedom Radio.
Another foreign scene, the Ethiopian government says it aims to take control of airports and other federal facilities in the Tigray region to protect Ethiopia's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Zanzana reports.
It said in a statement that this was necessary to protect its airspace, which it alleged had been violated by hostile foreign actors supporting the TPLF rebel fighters. It said the government would also be able to expedite humanitarian aid to the people in the region affected by the ongoing war. The statement noted that fighting could go on despite calls for de-escalation, even as it expressed commitment to resolve the crisis through an African Union-led process. Meanwhile, a United States senator has blocked the payment of $75 million in aid to Egypt over human human rights concerns. The money, which is subject to a waiver if required reforms are not carried out, was to have been paid by President Joe Biden's administration after Egypt released 500 political prisoners. But with thousands of others still in jail, U.S. Senator Patrick Leahy, who chairs the Senate Appropriations Committee, insists that Egypt needed to do more to improve what he called deplorable situation facing its political prisoners. Zara Zanna, Freedom Radio.
And with this, we've come to the end of today's Global News. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Have a wonderful evening.